here's why reducing overthinking truly matters. I went from someone who would second guess himself on every decision he made to someone who goes after his goals consistently and achieves them. Overthinking is something that I felt regularly. I used to get stuck with being uncertain with who I was, what I want out of life, and replaying conversations over and over in my head. I mean, looking back through my journals over the years, I can tell that my mindset has changed completely, and I can truly see a positive change. I was able to move ahead in life with a clear mind using the ideas in this video to make my decisions and to stop overthinking the small details of life that don't matter. So this is how I actually fixed my overthinking. Principle number 1, simplify your focus. Walking multiple paths at once leads to lead feet. Trying to do too many things at once can really limit what we can get decent at. At work, when I design airplane parts, we have things called trade studies where we compare two parts against each other. We base it on weight, drag, function, producibility, and so many others. I own over 40 parts, so if I kept 2 designs, I would literally be doing double the work. The trick is to choose one and not try to mature both designs at the same time, because maturing one design is quicker than maturing 2. As the engineer of your own life, you have to choose the design, the choice that best fits your situation with the information you have on hand. You know the most information on your life, not your family or your friends. You will get in arguments over what the best choice is for something, but at the end of the day, it's your name that's attached to that decision or design. So you decide. One of my favorite quotes from the author of Thinking Fast and Slow: the more you live with a decision, the more you will come to like it. I love this because if you simply decide to do something and stick with it, it becomes a part of who you are, and there's peace of mind in that. Simplify your focus and listen to the next idea. Principle number 2, outwork your overthinking. Develop a protocol for personal records. Have you ever tried overthinking while on a long run, pulling an all-nighter, or preparing for a huge presentation you have? No, you haven't, because you can't. Your mind is focused on what you have right in front of you in that moment, because you are exerting all your energy. I started using this idea while training for my ultra marathon I have coming up. This is commonly referred to as a runner's high or endorphin high. You have a sense of euphoria, improved mood, and increased focus. You're in this state of flow and your body is working hard. All that matters is that it does happen. Your head clears up. You can't even see the brain fog that you have until it's gone. It's a really weird feeling. With that concept of outworking your overthinking in mind, I like to set PRs for myself. PRs, or personal records, is something I picked up from working out. It is typically in the fitness world meant for heaviest weight lifted, longest run, or fastest pace you've had. I write down what I did today and try to beat that tomorrow until I outwork my overthinking. Each day you create a new personal record by beating your PR from the day before. Incorporating this into fitness will level up your confidence and energy levels, leaving you more at ease with yourself. Incorporating this into your work or goals gets you into the flow, and you get more work done in less time, making you happier looking at all that progress that you've made. It is transformative in who you see yourself as a person, and even more powerful to help stop that overthinking. Sub-principle: a house can be a cage for the brain. One of the most important ways to pull yourself out of overthinking is simply by leaving the house. When you get stuck in this cyclical pattern of thinking, it can be impossible to snap yourself out of it. Getting yourself outside can be the thing to break that pattern of overthinking and snap yourself out of it. Now that you've reduced your overthinking, principle number 3. Revolt and reframe what you think is hard. When Steve Jobs was working on the launch of a product, he told his chief engineer he had a large configuration change a few weeks before the product was set to launch. His chief engineer told him simply that it couldn't be done, and his entire team agreed with him. So Jobs looked at him, looked down, and looked back up and said, "You're fired." It was probably something around those lines. He then took his team and told them the following: innovation means pushing boundaries, breaking limits, and achieving what others believe to be impossible. We didn't start Apple to do what's easy. We started it to do what's extraordinary. If we're going to put a dent in the universe, we must embrace the challenge of the unknown. It's not about what can't be done. It's about how we make the impossible possible. When I tell myself and others about my vision for my future that I believe passionately in, there's pushback from them and even pushback from my own brain. Telling yourself it can't be done is the quickest way to start the pattern of overthinking everything. You create a loop of thoughts in your head that rerun over and over. You literally have to Steve Jobs your own mind to snap out of this. You break the loops by saying it can be done and I will do it. You have to literally revolt against those thoughts in your own head. I then reframe whatever it is by telling myself thousands and thousands of other people have gone after my dream life and they got it. It can't be that hard. I literally got through the Georgia Institute of Technology's engineering program by telling myself thousands and thousands of other people have done this before. I can do it too. The second best program in the US and the fifth best program in the entire world. There were around 16,000 other students in my program at that time. So I can do it too. And in 2019, I did. Don't be the person that questions everything they are going after. Simply by telling yourself that thousands of other people have done this and that you're in that group, you can do it too. You can get after it. Again, it's not about what can't be done. It's about making the impossible possible. Overthinking has been something that was hard for me to shake my entire life. For years, I was constantly overthinking everything. It made me feel like an absolute clown some days. And it took me quite a few years to quit this. I definitely haven't stopped overthinking completely. That's not the point. We aren't meant to quit thinking altogether. The point is to reduce your overthinking, reduce it to a manageable place, and start from that new baseline instead of listening to that constant inner dialogue rerun old scenarios over and over. To choose that new life path and go after it from a newfound decision. When you use these ideas, you are able to gain clarity on who you are as a person. You gain this chip on your shoulder of who you are, a newfound confidence. The more you put into anything in life, the more you are going to get out of it. The day might not be today or tomorrow, but it could be next month that you are able to reduce your overthinking dramatically. You can't give up. You are going to be great from this. You can do it too. This is how you actually fix your overthinking.